My name is Andrea DeGroot Nesdahl. I'm retired clergy. I've served as pastor and also as the bishop of the South Dakota Synod of the ELCA. At least two answers to this question. First, my dad. He was a grain buyer in small communities in North Dakota as I was growing up, and I saw him from an early age write a check for the church offering envelope, speak in front of the congregation about the importance of giving of our financial support to the work of the church, and personally, he did many small and large acts of kindness and generosity for strangers as well as for his family. He was always looking for ways to help other people, to make life better for somebody else. The second answer is my husband, Gary. Gary and I challenged ourselves to grow into tithing early in our marriage when our children were young and our incomes weren't high. It was one of our better decisions. Gary was a compassionate person who had a heart for those who lived in the margins of our world. So his generosity was also beyond the ministry of our congregation and into community and larger church efforts to reach those who were in greatest need. Gary and I set aside a day every year, usually in December, that we called Giving Day, for giving beyond our congregational commitment. And we carefully gave our saved for that reason resources to a variety of places whose mission we supported. It was one of our favorite days of the year. It's my belief that everything I have comes from God and is God's. So giving is a way I respond with thanksgiving to God. I'm now at a stage in life where I can look back and see ministries that we have supported for years that are still standing, still vital, and financially okay, because people like us gave faithfully and consistently of what we have. I think that brings joy to God. It certainly brings joy to me. I think the way OSL gives to so many benevolences is a role model for how we as members can think about our own giving to and through our church. I think OSL teaches each of us that giving beyond ourselves, whether as a family or as a whole congregation, is an act of discipleship, of following Jesus, who calls us to reach out to those on the margins of society and of our world. A few years ago, I noticed an invitation to double my commitment to OSL that was written on the top of the commitment card. I'd never seen it there before. I took the leap and I doubled what I'd given the previous year. Guess what? The sky didn't fall. I still had food and shelter in the coming year. Plus, I am still tickled to be able to share that story whenever I can. It was a wonderful feeling and experience. I wondered if that's what it's like to be one of the early disciples of Jesus who dropped their nets and followed him. I realize a lot of folks will think that doubling their commitment isn't a possibility. I understand and I respect that. But there are others who I want to invite to just try it. It is as thrilling as the best ride at the fair. Many other times I've sat with calculator and spreadsheets figuring out what the percentage will be that will be my giving commitment for the coming year. And that works too, and is incredibly important to do. Jesus seems to be able to use us and our efforts at generosity no matter how we make our decision.